a tunnel, not a cave. You gotta keep walking and believe that someday you will see this better of a life. It's a tunnel, not a cave. You gotta keep walking and believe that someday you will see.
It is no news that every tertiary institution have had one issue of sexual harassment or the other. Professor Unethical says, and I quote, that it is a global issue. It's something that affects not just universities or higher institutions in Nigeria, Africa, but it affects everywhere. It is everywhere. Well, many do blame the issue of sexual harassment in higher institutions as a way leaders tend to dress, while others say when ladies are not academically sound, they tend to sell their body for good performance. Ladies, what would you say is a cause of sexual harassment in our higher institution?
Okay, sexual harassment. Well, for me, okay, you guys know I always like to take it from another angle. I'll just like to talk about the parents, parental upbringing, backgrounds, because I feel when parents make it okay for you to cut corners to achieve something, you just feel like, okay, waiting they do a small thing, I don't run on sharp. I don't cut one corner be that, because you're used to it. You're used to seeing your parents do it. You're used to no, I don't mean having sexual skinny. But when you're even during work, have you heard of stories of parents paying for their children special center?
Yeah.
What do you think? What message do you think you're sending to that child? Child grows up and feels like, okay, it's normal. I make a cut corner. If lecture, I'm in the lecture, I say, I don't want money, but you're a fine girl. Nothing is there. We do it normally. So you understand? So I like to look at it from background. Where is this person coming from? Why is this person doing this thing? Simple examples.
I will say what the professor said. All he said are all correct. You can blame it on the dress. You can blame it on those who are dumb and they just want to get it, like you just said, easy access, cut corners. And then you can also blame it on the indiscipline of the professors too. If they are disciplined, even if the student is so dumb and want to come and cut corners, the professor or lecturer will not agree to be a part of any kind of thing like that. So it also boils down to their being disciplined. What's their principle? What are their principles? What code of conduct do they work by?
No, but you know when you're
if
talking,
these professors have a code of conduct and they are very strict, you must perform. If you don't perform, you can't pass. There's nothing like bringing up. Even if you dress half naked to my office, and I already have that principle that I won't partake in any such activity. I will not listen to you. Even come naked, I will not even look at you. It's the principle. No, I'm just saying from the point of being principled, discipline in the field. Being willing to make this thing work. And also, like you said, parents too, cause it. But even if you bring all your problem of the world, and then you come to a place whereby the problem will be stopped. You can't stop parents from wanting to cut corners. You can't stop dumb students from wanting to cut corners. But you can stop professors from helping these people cut corners. If the professor, you can't, the horizon is too wide. So if you want to go and start attacking from every side, just like saying you want to know all the fake money in the world, you die. Because fake money keep changing style. Just know the original, so that when the fake come, you tell, okay, this is not the original. So lecturers and professors can stop it from their own side, it will stop.
Lecturers, professors from their
own side. That's being said, I'll also say that the problem is from the institutes. The professors, the lecturers, those who are in charge of making this thing happen. Yes, you get. Now, even if a child has bad moral setup, the parents have spoiled the child because they always cut corners, and the child wants to cut corners too because the child is dumb. When the child gets to the professor or the lecturer, the professor is disciplined. If he's disciplined enough and he's professional, and that's why I always say professionalism is key. If the lecturer or the professor is disciplined enough, knows his role as a lecturer, that I'm coming to help students or I'm coming to help build leaders of tomorrow, he will not want to help these ones cut corners, even if they come half naked to his office. So we can't even blame it on indecent dressing. Okay, so if you want to attack it from all the angles, you can't stop it. You can't stop cutting corners or this.
Indecent dressing plays a role self-control too.
It doesn't. I kind of agree to an extent because some men don't have self-control. But if it's disciplined enough, even if a student comes to an office of a professor or lecturer, no, but even naked, the professor already has that mindset. Like, this thing is not going to happen. I won't help you cut corners. Go study. Go read your books and come with good grades. Don't rely on cutting corners. You get my point? Because if you want to attack every other angle of this problem, you won't be able to solve it. Because there are so many. The horizon is too wide. There's so many problems.
You said two things. You said indecent dressing. But like I said before, man and man. You get first.
Principle is key.
Calm down.
Is key.
Have you seen people of principle that once in a while have issues with their principles? They get to
once in a while.
Do you understand? No,
once in a while. If there are not so many occurrences, it's going to reduce, and we will not hear about it is even happening. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's just like saying what would I use as an example? Maybe murders that happen in the family, or maybe rape that happen within the family circle, because we don't hear of a lot of them. They're just very few, so we can just assume it is not even existing. Do you get my point? Because it's so little that it's not going to be heard of. If you even hear of it,
so little, I don't understand, because
your occurrences.
I think you're going extreme now.
Okay.
You can't compare the two. Rape happens, and it's a lot. In fact, you have higher number of rape cases that are not reported.
I'm just assuming. Let's assume family settings.
Rape is so sensitive.
Okay, that's a wrong.
Rape is sensitive. You have lots of advocates for
issues.
That will pick it up
Yes,
and say
I
it's
will.
serious. And in fact, it starts from the house, like it's an uncle or stepbrother, somebody cousin that starts abusing the child.
Okay.
Yes.
So a lot happens, but we don't.
Well, my point is, if cutting corners or using the body to get grades and all that, if the professors and lecturers stop it a lot, maybe those principal one, and just once in a while, it won't come.
I agree with your self-discipline, but why would any lecturer
in the first place
married and why would he be attracted
I think it just comes back to the issue of this whole side chick thing.
It's greed.
Because men, no. I feel like for some time now, men have made it official to have a side chick. It's almost like if you're in some parts of even everywhere itself, if you don't get side chick, you never start.
You see the problem
It's
with
like
the norm thing?
No, do you understand? So they've made it like a norm. It's a normal thing. So you will find a professor.
Okay.
This fine baby
in
my class.
I think if I would have to, I would say it's more of an institutional damage. Because if there are stringent laws, if there are stringent laws to back up you being immoral with anybody, be it your student, be it a colleague, and then you're going to
suffer.
You won't go it. So the institutions back up what the lecturers do.
They don't.
If issues like this come up, the institution. They set up committees and the lecturers go scot-free. It's the student that is at the
Sorry. No, let me tell you guys.
All the cases, in all the cases, they dismiss the students.
Sorry, wait. I want to tell you guys a personal story.
Okay. I've heard of the students being dismissed every time.
Wait, let me tell you personally.
The lecturers, I've seen situations where the lecturers go scot-free.
No,
they've been suspended.
Wait, sorry.
When I was
suspended,
then later on, they will still be recalled back. Okay, what are you saying?
When I was in 400 level, one of my classmates, we had this lecturer that had the habit of asking people out. Almost everybody will ask you out, but if you decide to go for his asking out, now you enter Wahala. So he's been disturbing this particular student since 100 level, and then eventually she now set him up in a way so that people can find out, because he didn't allow her pass. She was already in 400 level. If she fails that course, she comes back. Only one course, 200 level course. So what she did was, after setting him up, the lecturer now went ahead, he noticed something had happened. He now went through the back, he wanted to quickly frame something that she organized drawbars and all. The girl was smart enough to record. So she approached my HOD. My HOD took it to one of our very senior lecturers, and then it became an issue. That guy, they dismissed him under seconds. There was a group, he was under one particular group because he was one of the most respected lecturers in that department. He was dismissed as well.
That happened because there was a setup.
They took him, no wait.
If that setup was
even if setup does not happen.
Exactly.
Of course, there has to be facts. You can't come out.
How many of them have facts to sue?
Even cases of rape. You cannot go to the police station and say I was raped.
Somehow rape is just everywhere.
No, I'm just saying.
Okay, you know what? Maybe next time we need to talk about.
No, we'll talk about rape. We need to address that issue because it's serious.
On the still she matters on the round table, and hey, we just talked about sexual harassment in tertiary institution, and it has to stop.
Yeah, it has.
One way or the other,
it's bad.
We'll be right back to share more stories and also the game show. Don't go away.
What you think, what you wish, what you dream, we can give you home, your office, anywhere.
At Urban Shelter Limited, we are committed to your satisfaction in terms of good housing construction, infrastructure, flexible payment plans, and that's not all. We uphold affordability, reliability, quality, and innovation.
We make your living better. We are Urban Shelter.
Urban Shelter, distinctive homes, prestigious offices.
It is well known that a long soak in a hot bath is the perfect antidote to a difficult day. But research says hot bath can make one feel less lonely. Ladies, be honest. How long do you stay in the shower? And by the way, they say it's a substitute for warm, like for company. If you're so lonely, you don't have a partner taking a long bath, especially hot water. Why are you laughing? Especially hot water. Somehow gives you that feeling of, I'm not alone.
See, leave that. Go and pee your skin with hot water there. You know what's up.
No, but then if you live in some of the houses that most of us live in, and you have to use
buckets
to pour water, how much time for?
You know, they are talking about bathtubs here. If you live in a bathroom, no, you really want to stay and be romancing with hot water.
Exactly.
No, seriously, just to make it snap and come out.
And make this house is the shared bathroom.
I tell you,
the toilet is attached.
And you're doing No, honestly, it's research. They must have gone through a lot to get that data.
Yeah.
But me, I personally don't agree with that.
I don't think this
I agree with them.
It feels good when you're having a warm bath.
No, but after a very hard day.
It feels
after a stressful. Okay,
warm shower.
For me, after a stressful day, take a warm bath. You just feel this calmness, this thing. There's this calmness.
No, it makes
and
you feel
especially when I wear
luxurious,
heels all day. When I get home, I soak my feet.
No, that one's okay.
I get better.
But the other part they attached to it, companionship. You don't call it work. You know, that be true.
I think this one has to do with just you guys just being too.
No, that be true.
Wait, stop. You guys are too Nigerian.
Okay.
This is for African.
Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, when you're in a warm
This
bath,
one
you
is not for Africans.
companionship.
Because you really can't do it. First of all, if you're taking a bath with a bucket, you're standing up. You're not even relaxing. First of all. So you're thinking about my back. You know how many times I strained my back picking. So when I was in America now, and you get shower and you can be there for 500 hours, and then the water will not stop. Yes, there were times I remember when I was going through heartbreak, I would just go in there and I'd cry, and I would shower with the hot water, and I'm like, God, why? And you stand there for an hour, and you feel better after you leave. That was my crying
You know
place.
why you've now experienced it? Do you have a mirror in your bathroom?
No.
Do you have a mirror in your bathroom?
Yes, I do.
Do you have a mirror in your
I
bathroom?
don't, but it's close to it.
Like, don't you like shower and look at yourself and just enjoy the warmth and just.
Oh yeah, no, this is different. I don't know what that means.
I have a mirror. I enjoy the warmth.
Ladies and ladies.
Like I pour water and I really feel.
You hug yourself.
No, like I feel
that's
like it's
lonely.
holding me from behind.
I wasn't there. I'm not involved.
I'll be like people that
They were holding you from the back and you
Okay,
say,
you know what? This is hot.
That's extreme.
This is steamy.
okay, please.
Girl, you need a cold shower.
I'm telling you.
Actually, with this kind of heat, I don't do warm. I don't do warm shower.
Let's. Where's the floor manager? Can we have a cold? Okay, can I have a cold shower later? Because this is steamy. I like this.
No, you
Cold shower. Oh my God, they're dancing. These people are not serious. I feel like people are chasing out.
Hold on. So you saw one bath, you want to have nice cold shower.
I beg, let's watch this thing. Let's do
Chineke.
I
am interested now. I'm interested.
Interested in what?
It's one bath you have, but no cold shower.
Hey, but you're in trouble.
Oh my God.
I don't want to do
I mean, Biko, please, let's do spiritual matters.
companionship. I don't want one bad
But
companionship.
they hold you from behind. Hold me from behind. You cannot
Celibacy.
I am not preaching celibacy. I did not.
What you think, what you wish, what you dream, we can give you home, your office, anywhere.
At Urban Shelter Limited, we are committed to your satisfaction in terms of good housing construction, infrastructure, flexible payment plans, and that's not all. We uphold affordability, reliability, quality, and innovation.
We make your living better. We are Urban Shelter.
Urban Shelter, distinctive homes, prestigious offices.
And you're welcome back. And for some reason today we're having the game show. We excited about it. It's been a while since we had the game show. And today we're playing a different game where everybody gets to pick a card with their name on it.
Give
so
an
you pick
answer.
a card and we just what's it? Is it filling the?
Give an answer. Give an answer.
Oh, you have to give an answer.
Yeah,
Alright, so let me give everybody your card. This is Tina's card. Tina, take your card. Hannah's card. Honey, Yasmin.
Can we pick?
Lynn.
Not yet. No, you can't look at it.
So Mercy. Mercy is the commander-in-chief of the game.
So you want me to start?
No, I mean, who would you want to start?
Well, I honestly don't know anything about your questions.
Yeah.
Don't take it personal.
Yeah.
I don't know what question I'm answering. So all of you at the same time pick up your cards, read the question, and then you say when you're ready to answer.
It would have been fun if you looked at it first.
Me, I don't like this question. I will outside.
Why does this question come to me?
What's a CP?
CV. Curriculum vitae.
Okay.
So
Let me start. The one says, tell us the funniest thing that has happened to you recently. Why do you find it funny? Alright, I think I shared this one while we're dressing up today. I told you guys, there's this friend of mine, we've been friends for like 5-6 years. And every time I send a message to this person, I'm always asking for financial help, where I borrow, I pay back and stuff like that. And later on, when I was really, really broke, I'll get some messages to this person, sends cash in. So I was broke recently, and then I sent a message. Then I remember Lily saying that she has issues with people just communicating or reaching out to her only when they need help, that she doesn't like such friendship. So when I sent a message, the next message was, can I have, then I just remembered Lynn, like I heard Lynn's voice in my head, so I deleted that, and I said, I'm just saying hi, because that's up already. I was laughing at myself, but I was so good, I knew it. So I ended up taking Gary out Kuli. It's so funny.
It's a lesson. It's a lesson, really. You should
reach out to people.
I'm really terrible when it comes to that. Like, I don't know how to keep communicating with people. So my own question is this. What is the weirdest event from your childhood that still gives you shivers? Can't lie. I don't know. Wait, Adikon. What is the weirdest?
Because you told me.
Please tell me. What's it? Oh yeah, when I was a baby, electric shocked me.
Oh my God.
So yes, I have like.
Electric shock is English.
I'm not shocked.
You guys, English is not my first language because, as I was saying, electric shocked me. So I still have scars from it. I was like 3 years old, and I remember what happened that day. Yes, I was. I fell down. I wanted to stand up. You know, children now, moral support. I just put my hand on naked extension, and there was light. So it just took me off like that. It was terrible.
Dangerous.
No, it gives me shivers. If I still remember sincerely, because I remember when my mom picked me from there, and I was in her arms, and I started crying. I can still remember. I went through several surgeries, so if I just think about it, it just scares me.
That's really scary. That's scary.
Thank you. Thank you.
Go on. Second year, so I guess I'll go.
What on your CV is the closest thing to a lie? Why does it have to be on your CV? You know, if anybody knows me, they wouldn't even ask this question.
That's
because
2 questions. You have to answer two questions.
Yeah, these 2 questions, because anybody that knows me, I don't lie. And I'm very uncomfortable with lying. Even people have told me to like add some stuff to my resume, and I'm like, no.
Because if I go on a interview and they start asking me, I'm gonna be over there like I don't know how to lie.
Are you sure you don't have anything on resume
I
that
promise
lie?
nothing.
Things like
that's why people
under pressure. I can,
That's you.
It's you. Not human. That can actually work well under pressure.
I work better. No, I work better under pressure. No.
There's some kind of pressure that you face. You can't even work.
I work better under pressure.
You work under pressure.
I work under pressure, but I don't admit.
What kind of pressure is it?
Wait.
What kind of pressure? It depends on the pressure.
A lot of people can, and some people can't.
Yes.
Like she's saying she can. I believe Hawa can work under pressure. Lynn can't work.
No, it depends on the kind of pressure.
Is that on your resume or not?
No, it's not my resume. But our resumes, the way we do our resumes in the States, you don't have these details of can do this, can do that. It's literally like, this is what I did from this year to this year.
Those
It's
are
like,
questions you end up answering during an interview, whether you can work under pressure.
I would tell them it depends. I've had a job in ER where it's a lot of pressure, and I was one of the best. They even asked me to train. It depends on the situation. I just can't deal with people with attitudes. Like, I'll go off on you. But if you're telling me, like, people, like, that's pressure. Some people, I've seen people die in front of me. Exactly. Like, I've seen all types of things, and I've had to be able to compose myself and do my job. So I know I can work well under pressure.
Okay.
So
she has okay.
Mine says, what is your coping mechanism when you have a bad day? My coping mechanism is, okay, when I get to speak to him. I tell you, whatever it is I'm facing, I swear to God, when I get to speak with him, there's a way he has a solution to almost everything.
Can we ask?
Seriously, he's always okay. Do this, don't do this, and it just clicks at whatever it is. I'll just be thinking it okay, and that's it.
That's sweet. Okay. Me now, my question is quite. I don't know why my question is the most serious one here. Why?
Are you right, Tom?
I didn't know. I should have selected.
Even upside down.
Assume you are a CEO to a manufacturing company.
Oh yeah, you are.
I actually am.
You are.
What?
You sure you didn't see
What?
the question?
Honestly, you were there. What 3 things would you do to make your brand stand out?
No.
I've been on the line.
Not theory.
I've been on the line.
I think I know one.
For the past few weeks now on how to make my brand stand out and all that. And one of the things on the list, let me just answer first. 1, research. Doing more research into the field, what do they call it? The competitors in the business, the resources, blah, blah, blah. Then 2, branding. You know what I mean? Branding the brand. How do you make your brand stand out?
Image.
When you see a piece of work from my image, thank you very much, image. When you see a piece of work from my company, how do you know this piece is from my company? Because most people in my field don't tag their works. You just see it and you like, who did this? You can't tell.
So you like it to stand
yes,
out.
how do I
Speak for itself?
Unique and all that, yes. So working on the image, and then finally, I think working on media exposure for the image, for the brand, giving the brand online presence. Those 3 things.
I thought I knew one. Okay. If she's committed to whatever is doing, I know maybe if she's committed to it, then she would get it. I've seen that with her.
Alright, so we'll be committed to coming back here and making sure we give you a fabulous year. Thank you for watching. Have yourself a fantastic day.
Bye.
Alright, so.
This battle of life is a tunnel, not a cave. You gotta keep walking and believe that someday you will see. This battle of life is a tunnel, not a cave. You gotta keep walking and believe that someday you will see the light.